Good afternoon, everyone. First off, I apologize, these are not purple and gold. We're sure stadium didn't look too much like a done deal last week. So however, they do, I haven't done this before, I hope it works, perfectly fit a bottle of Summit. So, put it here for you and I'll get your attention. My name is Adam Benjamin. I see a lot of familiar faces in the room, which is great to see. Thanks for supporting the Chamber and Mark and Summit. I'm the Senior Manager at Associated Bank's newest location here in Eden Prairie. We're located just south of the mall by the library and that Firestone Tire. Summit and Associated Bank have an ongoing relationship, and we know that Mark has an excellent story excuse me, to share shortly, but quite frankly, so does Associated Bank. We've got some interesting and exciting things happening with the bank. I want to give you guys a little bit of a bio and just tell you a little bit about who Associated Bank is. There's a lot of banks in the community. What makes us different? We're a mid-sized bank, and how I best describe us to my clients is we're big enough to compete, but we're still small enough to care about the clients that we have. Sometimes people kind of get lost in between. A common occurrence is you hear about a bank that has great service, but they can't compete on rate, or vice versa, and we're really in that sweet spot, which allows us to do both for consumers and businesses. A quick profile of the bank: we have about $22 billion in assets. We employ 5,000 people in our three-state area, 250 retail banking locations. That's in Wisconsin, Illinois, and 25 here in Minnesota. Big plans to grow in Minnesota. Our CEO is very transparent when it comes to that. We've added 3 new locations in the last 6 months, and we plan to expand. So a good story to tell. In regards to business lending, we're the #1 SBA lender in the state of Wisconsin for the last 7 years in a row. We're #3 in the state of Illinois, and #5 in Minnesota, and growing, and that's a focus of ours as well. We pride ourselves really on a relationship banking model, and part of that is really offering a full suite of products and having every business segment present within the bank, kind of be a one-stop shop. We do have a lot of support here today in support of Mark. We have the commercial banking team here, David Prince, who's a segment leader. Thanks for being here today. We have Eric Dove, who's a team leader in Mark's neck of the woods in St. Paul, and Angelo O'Neill, who's a relationship manager and works with Summit and Mark specifically, as well as many others. We also have treasury management, private banking, trust, asset management, just about any business line you guys can think of, we do it all. We also have a strong retail banking franchise, which I indicated prior, 250 locations, one of the newer ones here in Eden Prairie. Rob Larkin's here today. He's a district manager for the western half of Minnesota, oversees 11 branches here in this area. So this is kind of a common occurrence when we're working with a client, is we'll really try and take that team approach so that everybody's able to cater to that business's need at that time. Some programs that make us unique specifically, for instance, in the retail banking, right? So one thing that myself and my staff focus on is a program that's called Bank at Work. And what that does is it allows us, it's kind of a best practice within all of the markets that we serve. We work with business owners, and we're able to work with staff on site, offer financial education seminars. Let's say somebody has an employer has 5 employees or 100 employees. We're able to help those employees with first-time home purchases, put on seminars, talk to them about health savings accounts, credit counseling. And the idea is it's a win-win-win, right? It's a win for the consumer because they're getting that counseling. It's a win for the bank because we're getting new relationships. And it's a win for the business owner because you're less worried about people's productivity when they're in the bank, because they're not worried about what's going on in their personal financial life, because we help them with that. In summary, we know there's 15 banks in Eden Prairie, and some would say we're kind of late to the party, but better late than never, and this always makes it a little bit easier. We know we're definitely one of the very best banks in the area, and I'd invite you guys to leverage myself or the business leaders that are here today. Reach out to me. You've got my contact information, my email. Feel free to ask any questions you have of the people that are here today, and we'll do our best to make an impact for you guys in your business in the time that follows. I've been asked to introduce Mark. Mark Stuproot is the president and founder of Summit Brewing Corporation. He's a North Dakota native. In 1984, he founded Summit, began brewing in St. Paul, Minnesota, in 1986. And the original brewery, to give you an idea of the expansion, the original brewery, I believe, expanded 5 times. And then in December of '98, he completed a new facility, and it's a modern plant that produces, and this information might be a little dated, I think it's 135,000 barrels annually. And it's the first brewery built in the state of Minnesota in 78 years. He's received numerous accolades and awards. For instance, the Best Innovator of the Year Award, a finalist for the Entrepreneur of the Year Award, an award for Small Business Excellence in Manufacturing from the St. Paul Area Chamber of Commerce. He received the Herbie Award, which is after the namesake, Coach Herb Brooks, and it stands for, Herbie stands for Humanitarian, Enterprising, Resilience, Bold, Inspirational, and Ethical. So please join me in welcoming our speaker, Mark Zucker.